badgers and hedgehogs, and welcome to today's video. We have now finished watching all the episodes of Jack and the Beanstalk on BBC iPlayer, so it is time to start retelling our story. Before we retell our story with a story mountain, I want you to quickly remind yourselves of what happens at the beginning, the middle and end of Jack and the Beanstalk. There's a little activity on your learning letters, which is a little cut and stick activity. If you don't have a printer, that's fine. You can click on the link in the description box below and it will take you to me reading the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. You only need to do this if you have forgotten the story. Now that you've had a little chance to remind yourselves of what happens in the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, we are going to start creating this story mountain. Now, a lot of you will remember that in year one, we have been doing loads and loads of story mountains. And a story mountain for the adults in the room who might be watching with you, who might be asking, what's a story mountain? These really help us, especially in year one, to retell our stories. So tomorrow and the day after, we're going to be writing our beginning, middle and end of our stories. But sometimes it's a bit tricky to remember all the way back to what actually is the beginning of the story, what is the middle and what is the end, which is where this story mountain comes in really handy. And when we're creating our story mountains, some of us like to draw lots of pictures, some of us like to add a few words too, or we can do a bit of both. Whatever works for you. I think I might do a little bit of both in my story mountain. So we are learning to create a story mountain of Jack and the Beanstalk. You can do this on a piece of paper. You can find a blank piece of paper and create it yourself, or there is one to print off on your learning letter. Let's see what I've written on my one so far. I'm going to start here. This word says opening. This is the opening of the story. When you open the book, it's like the beginning. What happens first? This word here, 2 words, says build up. So that's as the story is getting a little bit more exciting. This at the very, very top of our story mountain is the problem. Uh-oh, what's gone wrong? This word here says solution. What does solution mean? Solution means when you fix the problem. So for example, if you fall over and you cut your knee, that would be a problem. But then a solution would be maybe if you can fix it. So maybe your solution is to find a plaster to put on it. So solutions when you fix the problem. And then this one here says ending. And that is the very last bit of our story. So opening, build up, problem, solution, ending. And just like that, it makes a mountain shape. I'm going to start at the opening. What happens at the beginning of Jack and the Beanstalk story? Can you tell me? I want you to say it right out loud to your screen so that I can try and hear you. What happenings at the beginning of Jack and the Beanstalk? What happens? Who are our characters? Oh, something about a boy. What's his name? Jack, yes. So we've got Jack. Did he have some kind of animal? I seem to remember. Who was it? What was their name? What kind of animal were they? Yes, Daisy the cow. Thank you for reminding me. So we need to maybe introduce our reader to our characters. And our main character is going to be Jack. And we need to learn about Daisy the cow, because this story all starts because he's got to take Daisy the cow to market to sell her. So maybe we can draw a picture of Jack and his cow. So we've got, I'm not very good at drawing cows, but that's fine. We all just have to give it a go, try our best. We've got a cow, Daisy the cow. And we've got Jack. Jack's holding Daisy the cow, taking her to market. we've got Jack and we've got Daisy the cow, and Jack ends up selling Daisy the cow, not for 5 gold coins, but what does the old man give him? Can you remember? Gives him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magic beans. So that's my picture, and maybe I might write something little underneath. I might say, Jack sells Daisy for 5 magic beans. Do you remember? Jack sold Daisy for 5 magic beans, and he came back home really pleased with himself, and his mother said, 5 beans? 5 beans? She was furious, and she threw the beans out of the window. So maybe that could be the build-up will be about a beanstalk growing overnight. So Jack wakes up the next day and finds the most amazing plant going all the way up, right up into the sky, right up into the clouds. And Jack is looking and thinking, oh, wow, look at that huge beanstalk. And I'm going to write a few words in my box. I'm going to say, a beanstalk grows, full stop. Jack, what does he do to the beanstalk? He climbs it. And my joining word, what is that at the top of the beanstalk? He finds a giant's kingdom. Kingdom is another word for a large area of land. You could say he finds the giant's house or something, but this is the giant's kingdom. So, Jack sells Daisy for 5 magic beans. That happens at the beginning of our story, the opening. Then, the beans get thrown away, a beanstalk grows, Jack climbs it, and at the very top he finds the giant's kingdom. And then we know that Jack goes a few times to the giant's kingdom. He takes some gold coins back to the villagers. He takes a golden hen back to the villagers. And then he's gone to get that harp, do you remember? And the harp's playing, the giant's fallen asleep. Jack tries to grab the harp, and the harp starts shouting, Master, Master, and the giant wakes up. And that is when we have a problem. It is problematic because the giant wants to eat Jack, and that's not good. So our problem can be the giant wakes up and chases Jack. So I'm going to have a picture of an angry giant. He's really big and very angry. And I've got a picture of a harp, which is a type of musical instrument with strings. It's playing music, but then it stops playing music and it starts saying, Master, Master, because Jack tried to take it. And Jack is looking at the giant and going, uh-oh, we have a problem because the giant wakes up and chases Jack. That's a really big problem for Jack because Jack could end up being the giant pudding. So we need to find a way of fixing this problem. What is the solution? How do we make it better? Can you remember? We've got this big beanstalk. Do you remember? Jack is climbing down it. He's going as quickly as he can. And then his mum is waiting at the bottom and happens to give Jack a big axe. And an axe is a type of, it can be used as a weapon or it can be used to cut things. Usually it's used to cut wood. But Jack takes his axe, and the giant who is chasing him, he falls all the way down to the ground and bumps his head. That's our solution, because Jack's fixed the problem of the giant chasing him by cutting the beanstalk and injuring the giant. And last but not least, we could add a little line here. Maybe we could say, Jack cuts down the beanstalk. And our ending, it could be anything you want, any part of the story at the end. I might draw a picture of all of the happy villagers having a party, because now they've got food, they've got the magic hen, they've got some gold coins, and they are really happy and live happily ever after, and the giant is never seen again. So I'm going to say Jack and the villagers. Villagers is the word for people who live in a village. Villagers live happily. That means they live happy ever after. That means forever and ever. They're no longer worried about being poor because they've got that golden hen and the giant isn't bothering them. So that is my retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk with my story mountains, some pictures and some words. You can do the same as me. You could have a look at the story and create your own one like this. Or if you're feeling really ambitious, you could change parts of the story. Maybe your character isn't going to be called Jack. Maybe you could name the character after yourself. Maybe your beanstalk actually isn't a beanstalk and is a giant sunflower. Maybe your giant doesn't look like my giant. Maybe your giant doesn't have a harp or a magic hen. Maybe your one has a magic bunny. And maybe your solution isn't this way. You can change the story, but the main thing is I want you to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? You can draw pictures, you can do some writing, and then this story mountain will help you write your story towards the end of this week. Okay, good luck!